Beach FM, locals talking to locals.
Beach FM, we say good morning to our Kapiti Mayor, Guru. Kia ora, Guru.
Good morning. Good morning, Nigel. Good morning to the listeners.
You had to step out of a meeting to talk to us. I appreciate the importance of this phone call, Guru.
Oh, that's really good.
Now, listen, I see the KCDC management and elected members are concerned and deeply disappointed by the decision by private contracted waste collectors to discontinue the weekly kerbside collection of these 60-litre plastic rubbish bags. Is that right?
Well, look, there are mixed reaction to this. Right across the country, the big cities, everywhere else, the use of plastic bags is been significantly reduced. We also know that there is a tide of public reaction against the pollution caused by the excessive use of plastics in everything. Okay, so back in 2012, when we went into commercial mode, that is to say we licensed commercial operators to take over the solid waste management, the bags at that time, every year we sold 310,000 bags. Today it will come down to maybe between 10, 20, I'm not very sure of the figures, but it's very, very low.
Yes. Yeah.
So when you go into commercial management of waste, this particular area of waste disposal is no longer profitable, and the market decides.
So what's the alternative, Guru?
Yeah.
What's the alternative to the plastic bags then?
Well, the alternative is people can go back to using wheelie bins, and I suppose it's the cost factor, right?
Yes.
You can also use bags and take it to the Otahanga or the Otaki transfer stations.
Sure.
Dispose of them there. The other option also is to get if you've got 2 or 3 neighbors who can use one wheelie bin.
Right. Yep.
So it encourages neighbors to talk to each other and come to some kind of arrangement. That's also a possibility.
That's good cost saving too.
It is, but a lot of people are under the impression that this is core activity and therefore council should bring it. Since 2012, it is not a core activity in the sense that we are actually doing the core phase of the management.
Right.
We have a licensing agreement for them to do it. Part of the licensing agreement is the bylaw that if they want to take on this, they must provide some recycling services along with it. That's the only requirement. The rest of it is a commercial arrangement between the service providers and the clients. If you're not happy with one, you can go to another.
Right.
And if people are saying, we should go back to it, if you want council to go back into this service, we need to buy trucks, the bins, the crates. We need to have a particular place where we can undertake this recycling business. That will be top of my head, it costs us at least $1 million.
Yes, that's right.
Then there'll be a yearly expenditure of probably another $1 million in terms of increasing in staff operational costs.
Sure.
So at the end of the day, the ratepayers will be ending up subsidizing it.
Right.
And also, given that the plastic bags are being reduced significantly as an ongoing trend, why would you get into a business which is unreliable in terms of income generation?
Right. So when's this going to occur? Is it happening straight away, or is it...
I believe that the service providers will be sending letters out to their clients today.
Okay. Good as gold.
And options will be given. What the council can do is talk to the service providers to say, look, we need a healthy lead-in time for people to get used to it and explore the options.
Yes. That's fair enough too.
That's the only responsible thing to do.
Will it cut down the amount of waste that goes to our tips? I mean, we must be concerned about how we get rid of our rubbish around here. It's okay, we just put the wheelie bins out and think, oh, well, that's gone, but your tips must be getting just about to the limit, are they?
Look, we don't have a tip anymore. The last one we had, the Otahanga, was closed. Right?
So you've got to take it outside the district?
No, we got landfills. We operate but through a contract with the service providers. Once the rubbish goes there, it's the rubbish belongs to the waste management people. Where it goes, how they negotiate is their business.
Right. But we as a council or as ratepayers, we've got to be concerned as to what happens to it, haven't we?
Oh, absolutely. But then you must understand that the RMA controls that.
Yes.
The government controls what they can do. I mean, it must be disposed of in a compliant landfill. And let's say the landfills in Horowhenua, the regional council there is in charge to make sure that it's not polluting, recycling is done, all those sort of stuff.
Sure. I'm all for the reducing of the plastic. I think that's a magnificent idea, and I think people even in shops and that are getting to the habit of taking their own bags along or purchasing a bag and reducing that side of the plastic situation. That's great. Now, I see you're going to take a Kapiti's residents' opinion survey, gets underway with the old phone calls. I always think, well, how do they know? A lot of people don't have landlines now. They use cell phones. So are they getting a fair sort of a reflection of what people think across the district?
I think they have the last time we discussed it, they seem to have some kind of methodology that they use. I can't recall what exactly the methodology is that they use, but it was recognized that having just landlines itself doesn't completely result in a fair assessment. But you're right, even the young people particularly don't have landlines.
Well, that's right. And we're getting a lot more young people into the district who will want to have their say.
Yeah, I think this is a problem, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I'm just thinking of the money that's spent on these surveys. Is it worth it? Is it not better just to have a drop-in thing at the Coastlands Mall or, the various spots around the district and let people have their say?
Well, the methodology that they use is, the ones that they use on the landlines is they've got some kind of grid system, age. They ask you, for your age, your income levels, and all this sort of stuff.
Right.
So there is a rigorous methodology that they use to get a sampling of the type of people who you need to give you a fair assessment.
Yes.
But I think they are also using the online to also double check on that, and that would in some way overcome the issue of those people who are on just mobiles.
Yes.
That's about the same sort of stuff, isn't it? If you're on a mobile, you're also on online.
So do you feel the council's getting value for money from the response they get from this organisation?
Well, put it this way, it's better than nothing.
Right. Okay. Now, I was talking to the Deputy Chair of the Community Board for Paraparaumu Raumati Board. He was a little upset that the piece of art that was suggested for the corner of Paraparaumu Beach area there where the Tui sign was still to be considered. A report is to come forward, I presume, from the Community Board. Is that right?
Yes. We do have an art panel, and so normally it goes through them also, and I think it has gone through them. They have a particular take on it, and the Community Board has been fighting for donkey's years to get a replacement to the tree that was taken away for unfortunate reasons. And the plinth is there for something to go on it.
Yes.
I think there may be a review in terms of whether that's still a safe place. I haven't seen any technical reports on that, but the boxes need to be ticked. But there's nothing to stop the Community Board to go into the public and say, this is what's been proposed and this is what we want.
Right. Well, I think they've actually done that, haven't they? But I think the Deputy Mayor decided, no, they want another report or something like that on it. Have I got it right or wrong?
No. When a report like that, a recommendation from a Community Board comes to the Council, it doesn't come with a paper that is a report that, like, an art piece. What is that? There's no pictures of the art piece. There's nothing. There's no report at all. It just came straight as a recommendation.
Oh, right. So there was no actual pictures or photos of the piece of art they were going to...
No, nothing.
Oh, right, okay.
Nothing. So you can hardly expect the councillors to say, oh, it's a great idea when they know nothing about it.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. I think he's got the wrong end of the... Yeah, so the report came in, which was a bit incomplete.
Yeah, if the board had also asked the staff to include all the other materials and to inform the councillors, I think that would have been useful.
Yeah, okay. And the McLean Park, I think we talked about that last week. The Paraparimi Rometi Community Board wanted some money to start to upgrade it, but I think you mentioned last week and you decided as a council not to do that. You'd rather do the whole thing together, wouldn't you? One project.
No. The long-term plan is an area where you can discuss the issues and how much expenditure. It's been recommended by staff. They've got about $300,000 they can put into it in stages. What the community board wants is, originally they wanted $1 million something per year for 3 years. I mean, that's not going to happen given our desire to cut down on expenditure.
Right. But we've got to look after that park down there, that's for sure.
Absolutely. It's a core part of our district, with Kapiti Island and just across the area, channel.
Yes. I just stood back and had a look at the toilet systems, which are always criticised down there on the beach. The times I've used it early in the morning, it's been okay. It's nice and clean and tidy. But the queues that were lined up outside the toilets, I don't know. Perhaps they get messy. They might have to be cleaned out more often during the weekend or something like that, are they?
Council staff normally have a system where there's events or that the number of cleaning times is increased.
Ah, right.
But it can always be reviewed. And I tell you what, for the visitor industry and all that, if your toilets are dirty or inconvenient or they're not up to standard, you can have all the other facilities that can spoil your whole image of the district.
You're dead right. Yep, it's the first thing that are criticised, your toilets.
Yes.
Hey, Guru, I'll let you get back to your meeting, but I do appreciate your time. If we can have a talk next Monday, it would be great.
Okay, mate.
Thank you. There's Kapiti Mayor Guru here on Beach FM.
106.3 Beach FM.